I first came to know the Lord, and as I was studying the scriptures, I wanted to know, well, what does this mean in my life? What can I do in my life? What is this all about for me specifically? If you wanted to get in the best shape of your life, and you were privileged enough to get the #1 bodybuilder in your state to come and sit down with you and counsel with you about how to get in the best shape of your life, you'd be on the right road to getting in the best shape. And if that person said, I'm going to spend as much time as you need, just ask me questions, I'll answer them, nothing would happen, absolutely nothing, until you took action. And, it's very real, too, in our relationship with God. God is here to give us all the counsel that we need. He's here for us to go to and ask as much as we want to. But God also puts a responsibility on you. In fact, one of the gentlemen here today said to me just a few minutes ago, it's not about sitting in the back seat, and saying, okay, God, take me where you want to take me. It's about him directing your life, but about you being obedient to follow and being in that passenger seat as God takes the wheel of your life. And I flipped open the book of Matthew, chapter 1, and started to read. And I got excited. And then the next day, I was reading Matthew chapter 5. And I remember reading those scriptures that I just read to you now. And I remember saying, that's it, Lord. I've got to be salt and light. That's what it's all about. And then I remember thinking, wow, what I really have to do is I have to write a book. And I've got to tell others how to be salt and light in their life. And I got that vision from the Lord that very first time I read those verses. Jean and I got married. We lived on top of this little real estate office. And we were as poor could be. And you know what? I tell people my poor story. And I just want to give you a quick idea of how poor we were. I remember coming home from work when Jean was still pregnant. And I pulled into the driveway, went upstairs, and I said to Jean, what's for dinner? And she said to me, well, we've got peanut butter and we have jelly in the house. And we have nothing else. And that was literal. The cabinets, we had this one little cabinet for food, and there was nothing else in it. And I said, well, you know what, honey, I've got $1 in my pocket. I'll go down to the bakery, and I'll get a couple of rolls, and we'll have peanut butter and jelly on rolls. And Jean said, great, that's a great idea. So I got in the car, and I went down, and I got my 2 rolls, and I came upstairs, and I walked upstairs, and there was Jean on the floor of our kitchen crying. I said, what's the matter, honey? And she said, the peanut butter jar broke. It was glass back then, and it broke. And so what we ate was jelly on rolls for dinner. That really typifies the life that we led for those early years of our marriage. It was a very poor existence for us. This is a coaching system. That's my vision for this. This is really to get into shape spiritually. This is not a book that you're going to sit down and you're going to read for 2 or 3 or 4 nights or a week and say, wow, my life has changed. This is a book that you need to stop, look at for a day, look at the GPS action step at the end of the day, do that action step, answer those questions, and move on to the next day, and then realize that you'll be spiritually getting in shape over that 60-day process. Some people may be new Christians, and they might say, I need to really understand what it means to let Jesus take the wheel. And some people may have a relationship with God for years and years. But you know what? They just don't feel like they understand how to let Jesus take the wheel of their life. And this is for you as well. And it's for someone who's been walking with the Lord just for a few years and wants to really crank it up and understand more about how to live a transformed life for God. And the key here is that it's not Stuart Migdon telling you anything. When you open this book, you will see that this is God speaking through his biblical characters, showing you practical ways on how you can let Jesus take the wheel of your life.